I'm at Westminster, outside the Houses of Parliament, where the new Gypsy and Roma Traveller Police Association has launched in Parliament. I'm here to find out what it means to them and what change and difference they hope to achieve in London.
And work with them and do sort of active.
We've got to make sure that we support the forces, so we've got the two. Many thanks, Andy.
Anyone who knows Matthew?
The idea of tonight, so that A, officers who are of Gypsy and Roma traveller origin can have some support within the police service, and B, so that you can have a wider group of officers involved to understand both the needs of officers of that ethnic origin, but also how they then work with the Gypsy and Roman traveller communities.
I've always felt quite lonely being the only Roma police officer from Eastern Europe, and I've always wondered whether there are any other Roma police officers, PCSOs or special constables, and meeting Jim Davies, Romani police officer, it just was very delighting for me to know that I'm not alone, and we have both decided to see how many other officers there are and also assist other people thinking about joining the police forces to apply for the job.
We know there are many professionals within the criminal justice system, particularly within the police. There are many police serving officers of all rank that are from Gypsy Traveller Roma backgrounds. And we're equally aware that they feel very isolated and discrimination against within those services, those forces.
The travellers will be looking at the climate in the...
A great proportion who are effectively homeless because of the lack of lawful and permitted sites. The difficulties that communities face in obtaining planning permission, even when lawful sites are possible on the ground. Planning permissions granted in unsuitable places, 13% of sites next to runways, 26% next to motorways, 4% adjoining sewage works. Communities that have something like a 10-year shorter life expectancy, issues around education and the lack of qualifications that many children achieve. But also coupled with that, the reports of services being refused, employment offers withdrawn, in one case that we had recently, booking of a holiday decline.
So what are the types of perceptions you feel you have faced being part of the GRT community in London?
There's a lot of racism from the media and people stereotyping. For example, there was an article in the Sun newspaper from Katie Hopkins. She wrote a column, and it was just again putting us all into the one category. Travellers aren't all the same, just like any other ethnic minority is not all the same, so you can't put us all into the one category and put us down as, oh, we all do this and we all do this, because I'm in work, and from all stereotypes that has been put out about the travellers, oh, travellers don't do work, or the women clean and all this, that's the stereotypes that have been put out. But as you can see, I'm working, I've finished school, yeah.
Why do you feel that there's racism within the GRT community? Do you feel that they just stereotype, or they see one particular person behave in a certain way, so they just group the whole community as behaving like that? Or why do you think that there's so much racism?
Bad stereotyping, bad media put out. There's not much good. It's all really negative about the Gypsy Roma travel community.
And what is it that you do in terms of your career and your education?
I've finished in July. I finished year 11, so I've finished my full-time education, and I'm looking to start London College Beauty Therapy in September to do beauty therapy, and I have a career at the Traveller Movement as an intern.
Great, and explain some of the experiences that you have had to deal with, your personal encounter with perhaps maybe other people that you have seen that are not part of the community, and how they've reacted to you being part of the GRT community.
Why are you a mob?
Yeah, at school, like when I was in secondary school, through the Big Fat Gypsy Wedding and all different media that's put out about the Gypsy Roma Traveller, I there was a lot of racism put towards me, and I don't know, I had to deal with it, I suppose, because my teachers didn't really want to listen about racism. They didn't really believe me. I was always the bad one. I was always lying and that kind of stuff. But I was always thinking like, oh, my big fat gypsy wedding's going to be on tomorrow. Like I was nervous, but I wasn't, because I was nervous that I was going to go into school and I was going to get angry and I was going to get into an argument and I was going to end up in inclusion. But then I wanted to say, like, listen, I'm not like them people. I wanted to educate my peers and everything. So I wanted to say, like, I was trying to tell them not everybody is the same. And in the end, I did do something inside of school, and I did do an assembly on my community. And so I hope it did raise them awareness. But since then, I don't attend that school anymore. I didn't attend that school. I got kicked out of that school because, again, of the racism. They didn't believe me, and I got a managed move. And I think the managed move really was the best thing, because of the school I was in wasn't really helping me, wasn't helping me as being from the travelling community. It wasn't helping me, I don't know, it wasn't.
So what racism did you incur? Was it verbal abuse, and what did they say? What did the
People was ringing me saying, oh, your caravan is behind us on the school bus. Oh, look, there's your caravan. There was a trailer parked up as we was passing the school. And people would be like, oh, look, that's your caravan. Oh, that's Rosie Toohey's caravan. It's horrible, as it would be for any community. It's horrible to, at such a young age, to get this kind of talk to me. So, I don't know, yeah, I got verbal, I got people ringing me, I got people telling me, oh, I'm going to come and set your trailer on fire. Even though I live in a house, people just automatically thought, oh, I live in a caravan, I live here. The teachers didn't care, to be quite honest. They wasn't aware of how bad it really was. They didn't care. They was just always blaming me, because obviously I was getting aggressive because the teachers didn't believe me, that all these bad things was getting said to me, that my family was getting put down and my community was getting put down. So obviously I was getting aggressive, and they always used to think that I was the bun in the bad, that the other students was lying, that they were saying that they wasn't saying this kind of stuff. The media hasn't really showed that many travellers living in houses. Like, people could say to me, oh, you're not a real traveller because you don't live in a trailer. But it's not about living in a trailer or living in a house. It's not where you live. Being a traveller is in your blood. It's just like being Indian or being black. It's in your blood. It's something that you are. So I think it's quite unfair to recognise us as that. We are all one people. We don't all act the same. We're all different people. We have different ways of living life, but it's just the same. It's just some people live in a trailer and some people live in a house. Only in one physical fight I got in. Grabbed up me behind me and says, oh, you're a pikey, you're this, look at you. Oh, and they kept rubbing my face to see if they could get dirt off my face. And obviously I'm not going to let somebody do that to me. So I did get a bit physical.
I've been a Metropolitan Police officer now for the last 20 years. I joined in 1994. And in that time I have experienced racism, discrimination and hatred. I felt very much alone, suffered in silence. I had nobody to turn to. There was nobody that understood exactly how I felt. Even my family didn't understand how I felt, because they wasn't experiencing the amount of prejudice and racism and hatred that I was dealing with on a daily basis. Not always towards me, just my background generally, really. Police do need training regarding our backgrounds and what is right to say and what isn't right to say. And I think from there, really, we can break barriers down and we can all come together and work nicely.
My hopes are that, obviously London being such a multicultural city, that all the Roma, Gypsies and travellers living in London will be able to interact easier and in better way with the police, and also the police will have in the Metropolitan Police will have a better understanding of those communities, and we all will be able to work on common issues and kind of eliminate those issues and kind of interact with each other in much better way. I would like to see at least a couple Roma, Gypsy or travel police officers working for the Metropolitan Police in the very near future. In the distant future, I would like to see Roma, Gypsy, travel police constable in the Metropolitan Police.